And we're recording so we can share this with our teams. So we just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys since we've been home from the leadership retreat, as we had it fresh in our minds and our hearts to share with you everything that we learned. And we can't possibly go through everything that we've learned over the past weekend in just about, an hour-long Zoom, but we can try. So first off, we basically spent the entire weekend at Steph and Joel's house. It was more of a laid-back Zoom, or it was more of a laid-back leadership retreat, but I think it was really just what we needed as leaders and what we needed to bring back to you guys. We had tons of tips. We shared tips and ideas with each other. We had aha moments. We had learning times. We cried a ton. I think all of us can say, I think we're pretty much dried out for the next few months. Lots and lots of crying and tears, happy tears, sad tears, all in between. So, but really, and if everybody can mute your phone.
Go.
Everyone just mute your phones individually. Just hit that mute button. So, because I hear a lot of background stuff. I don't want to have to mute everybody. So,
Just mute all and then we'll all unmute ourselves.
Okay, let me see. I muted this is new.
Go over. It's just saying mute all.
Okay, I think everyone's muted, right?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, how do I do this?
So it will say mute all at the bottom.
It just says mute, and then I hit the up button thing, and it's like select a microphone and the speaker and...
You have to go to participants.
Audio options?
No, go to participants on the bottom of your screen. Click on participants, it says 26.
Oh, yeah.
And mute all. Okay.
Mute all. Are we all muted?
No.
Come on. Mute all. Continue. All right. Can everyone unmute themselves?
Well,
who are talking. Just the people who are talking.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm new to this computer, apparently, and don't know what I'm doing. So, all right. So what we're basically going to do, because there was so much for us to go through, we each picked. So Suzanne, Debbie, me, and Tracy Bergerio were all able to be part of that leadership retreat with Steph and Joel. And so we want to come back and go over with you guys our aha moments, what we learned, maybe a tip, a business building tip. So hopefully you guys have a piece of paper and a pencil because you might want to take some notes. There was things that, all of us were able to learn from. So the one thing I do want to hit right on in the beginning is the Zoom that Stephanie and Joel had initially talked about doing on Thursday. I did go live in a couple team pages, but I wanted to let you guys know, if you didn't see that's actually going to be a team training that's going to be a live event in a secret page. So they're creating the page, and then they're going to go live in that page, and it's basically going to be the same thing. But their IT guy was telling them that as many people as supposed to be on this, like hundreds of people, doing a Zoom like that would just be too much. And he said it wasn't really going to be worthwhile to do something like that. So he suggested doing it this way. So everyone is, in order to be on that team training, you have to have your ADBV auto ship set up for the month of December. It doesn't have to have needed to run by now, but it has to have been set up, and then you have to order a box of WOW. So I'm getting conflicting information, but I think that has to be a separate order. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does have to be a separate order. Huh?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So, and if you get both of those set up, and the WOW is for the training. So you have to have the WOW because they're gonna go over what you're gonna do with the WOW during the training. So, and I know I have like 4 boxes of WOW on hand. I have a bunch, and I think even Stephanie said that she's gonna she's asking us to do it. She's also purchasing an additional box of WOW for this too. So just do that, and then you'll be able to be added to the team page or the group page. I am going to be continuing to add people, but just message me if you're not added by tomorrow, and then we'll get that taken care of. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. So we took lots of notes. Here's our little notebooks that we got from Steph and Joel. And it says on the front here, God opened the eyes of my heart. And I think some of you who were at the women's conference can understand the meaning behind that quote. So she wanted us to start out our leadership retreat with the eyes of our heart opened up and able to learn and take in. And 2016 was a year of hardships for many of us. I think everybody on this Zoom can agree that this was not probably the best year that we had ever experienced. I kind of talked on my own about how I just feel our team as a whole has been growing since I've started. I feel that there's been some setbacks on and off, but there's never been a crash like there was this year, just all over. And it just, kind of rocked a lot of us to our core. And what we kind of talked about was just how we felt like the devil was kind of coming into our business and trying to shake us. And there were a lot of people who left the business based on that, and how we feel like now looking back, we're seeing that God is setting us up for something so great, that if those people had stayed in our business, if those people were continuing to be here, we would not be ready to go into this next phase of our business. So it was kind of crazy because there's 25 different women there at that leadership retreat, all from different, sidelines and uplines and downlines and everywhere. And we all were basically on the same page with that. So I wanted to bring that back to you guys. Know that it's not just you. It's not just your team. It's not just our team. It's everybody's teams that we're feeling that way this year. And we're all super excited and super geared up for what's going to be happening in 2017. So you are all here for a reason. God led you to this company, or you were led by a higher power, however you may want to take it, but just know that you're here for a reason, and really big things are going to be happening in the upcoming year. So our hashtag for the leadership retreat was reignite. And that's kind of what we decided unanimously is we're reigniting that fire. We're reigniting our businesses. We're ready to explode into 2017, and we're ready to start right now. So what we want to do is to go over, let me pull up my thing. I have it on my phone. So go over kind of like a business building tip or an aha moment that we got from the leadership retreat, from just sitting and talking, because we had a couple days where we just sat and listened to Steph and Joel talk, took a lot of notes and that type of thing. And then we also went around the room the last day and we all told kind of our synopsis of our year, how our year went, and we all gave a business building tip. So I'm going to talk about my aha moment from Stephanie and Joel, what I caught on as important to pass on to you guys, and then all of the other girls are going to do the same thing. So for me, I've been working on this year, and I've been struggling with this personally. And so Stephanie kind of talked about how when she goes on Facebook, so I'm talking about social media stuff. So when Stephanie goes on Facebook, she goes on to build her business. So she signs on to Facebook, she posts her business post or whatever she's posting, and she gets off Facebook. And she says, or I'll, go through the events and the birthdays and wish happy birthday to everybody. But I get off. She's like, I don't go through and scroll through to see what you guys are doing. I don't go through to like and comment on every single one of your posts. And I know that because she doesn't. She never, sometimes, and sometimes my posts are about her. And I'm like, did she even see it? I'm like, well, like, what's going on? But it totally makes sense because you're using your social media as a business building tool. You are supposed to be using it for income producing activities. So how many of us get caught up in scrolling on Facebook and you're liking and commenting? And for me this year, I've been really trying to work on it because I'm horrible at words of affirmation. I'm not good at it. I'll fully admit it. And it's hard for me when I go on my Facebook to scroll through all of my team and try to find my team's posts and like and comment on them. And I've tried to do that. But this weekend kind of reaffirmed to me that that's not something that I should be focusing my time on. And as much as I don't want you guys to think that I'm not caring about your posts and I'm not paying attention to you at all, but at the same time, it makes sense because we can get so caught up in that literally you spend your entire day doing that. And as your team grows and you have not tens of people, not hundreds of people, but thousands of people in your downline, that can be an entire daily consuming task, 40 hours a week of going through and doing that. And I don't want that. Like, I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you guys as your teams grow. I don't want our team to go into doing stuff like that. So what I'm going to say right now is I'm going to be trying really hard to not do that. I want to go on to my social media for income producing activities, but I also want to give a high five when needed. I want to give a pat on the back when I can. So what I want you guys to do is if you want me to see a post, like tag me in it, because then I will see it. And if you just tag me and say, hey, shout out to so-and-so, she got her 4 LCs, or shout out to this person, their box for Ruby, or whatever, to say, hey, let's do this, like let's tag a leader and that type of thing, then I will totally go on and I will totally like and comment on them. I really, really try hard to do that. But from now on, I just can't focus my time on that. And it's basically like trying to get us to be going back to the basics, which I think someone else is going to be talking about. So I just wanted to, if you guys as individuals, like if you have a smaller team and it's manageable for you to go through your team and give a high five and a shout out or just like and comment on their posts, like that's easier for you guys to do and more manageable, and you don't feel it's taking like a ton of your time out of your day to do that, then you can go ahead and do that. But as your team grows, just know it's going to take more and more and more time to do that for everybody. And then that's taking away from you building your own business and working your own steps to success. So, yes, so that's what I wanted to talk about. And I also wanted to, I'm talking about back to basics. Woo! Okay, so talking about going back to the basics. So that's kind of what our weekend was about, really. And I think that's kind of what Mark is trying to get us to do, is get back to the basics. Like, don't overcomplicate things. We're working on filling our steps of success out. You work on filling your steps of success out as a distributor, as an executive, as a Ruby, Diamond, Double Diamond, Triple Diamond, Presidential, and Ambassador. Like every single Emerald, I think I skipped that. But every single month, you are working your steps to success. And that does not change no matter what rank you are at. People tend to get into like management mode and running people's businesses and helping their teams. And that is totally fine. We all are going to do that as we get into leadership positions. But at the same time, some people get into management mode when they just have 1 or 2 distributors underneath them. And then they start training their distributors, and then they don't continue to fill out their own steps to success. And that's where people stall, and that's where businesses slow down, and that's where people lose rank, and then teams fall apart. So we really are wanting to just, let's get our blinders on, and let's focus on each individual person working our own business, filling out our steps of success monthly, working on that. You don't have to do that. That's not a requirement, but it's a guideline on how you can build your business. So if you want your paycheck to go up, you have to continue to do this. And for me also, I just, a lot of us at the leadership retreat, we're talking about playing the comparison game. So that's something that it's very hard to do, to avoid doing that. I know, because we all have been there where we've seen people that have signed up after us, promote before us, and how hard it is to kind of sit there and struggle and say, what am I doing wrong? What's my team doing wrong? What am I not doing? What can we do more of? But continue to just get back to the basics and fill your steps of success out and work your business daily, consistently, and your business will grow. And don't worry about what everybody else is doing. So that's a huge thing that we all have to, I think we all have to work on. It's something that everybody struggles with. And we found that was pretty evident. All 25 of us at Steph and Joel's house pretty much said we struggle with that. So, I mean, everybody really does. Even people who are high up in the business struggle with that. So basically, let's get back to teaching our team that when we sign someone up, you're working your steps to success, you're signing a distributor, you're helping them get fast started, and you're teaching them to do the same thing. So really, that's all we should be doing, is signing distributors and teaching our team to do the same thing. All right. Does anybody have questions on that? Maybe we'll wait until at the end and do question and answer. So who wants to talk next about their experience and their aha moment?
Tracy will.
Tracy?
You have to
unmute yourself. Sorry. Oh, there you are.
Quickly, Debbie. We're on a roll here.
There you go.
Well, first of all, I got to smush Debbie's handsome boy. So that was super exciting. That was the highlight of my weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness.
Totally gave me baby fever. So I'm sorry. My son is behind me throwing things because he's mad. Okay, so there were a couple things, but one of the things that was a big aha moment for me, one of the reasons being is that this has happened in my business, is really focusing on the people who are actually working in the business. And learning to just say to the people that aren't, basically, like, if they're not working, you need to not be putting any time into them, because it is wasted energy. It is, and the big thing is realizing that this is your own business, and that this is not, like, we need to really get that fine line between managing someone and being a leader to somebody, because ultimately this is their business. And I think a lot of us really have, I'm a yellow for everybody that knows the colors. And I really take it, like, I'm like, I know that person can do well. I know they just need a little bit of, he's just throwing everything, like a little bit of I know they could be great at this. But the fact of the matter is that people are only going to do what they're going to do. So if you're spending your time focusing on somebody that's not coming to corporate or that's not getting on the calls, that's not, that's not getting on these Zooms, that's not staying connected, because this is all a part of our business, is staying connected. This is one of the things Stephanie talked about was, the people that, she knows the people that are, in this, because they're the ones that are on the calls. They're the ones that are showing up at events. They're the ones that, are showing up at team Zooms. They're the ones that are commenting on things on the pages. And, if somebody's not doing that, you can't bring someone back to life. You can't. You can inspire somebody by leading from the front. And that is what Stephanie and Joel do. And one of the other things they talked about that really stuck with me was, when they talked about being leaders to their team, they were like, no, everybody needs to stop with these like hour Zooms every week and we're spending so much time on training our teams that we're not actually working our own business. They're like, you only, basically, like, statistically, we're only retaining information for about a half hour before, we're kind of just repeating ourselves and not really getting anything. So half-hour Zooms, you know, she's like, you know, I think once a week is too much, because really, what can you know, because what we're doing is just going back to what Tammy said, you need to go. Mm-mm. Sorry guys, this is what happens when you have kids. You need to go back to the basics and just be, you know, we can regurgitate the steps to success over and over and over again, but there's no magic anything. It's, you know, focusing on your business and not worrying about the people that are dropping off, because honestly, the people that are dropping off, you know, you just kind of need to be like, okay, you know what? They're not running their business. They're not doing it. That is their choice. So then move on and fill those boxes. Throwing things at me. So moving on, and just, this is so hard for somebody with ADD, because like I'm just getting toys whipping by me.
Throw it back.
Just focusing on the people that are working, and, you know, giving support to those people. But really and truly, you know, what she basically said was, you know, a Zoom once at the beginning of the month and once in the middle of the month, because then, you know, you can talk about the month, go over what your game plan is for the month with your team, and then follow up on the 15th, you know, like halfway through the month, see where everybody's at. But ultimately, people are doing too much stuff and not enough. Like, we're not working our business. I mean, we're spending so much time managing. Yes. We're spending so much.
Yeah, how Joel worded it was too much doing, not enough doing. And so we're training so much, and there's not enough action being taken.
The rocking horse.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're just, you know, Steph and Joel, one of the things that Steph said that was really awesome was, she's like, you know, I'm watching all these leaders doing all these trainings, doing all this. And she's like, you know, I don't do that. And to be honest with you, she doesn't need to. We all see her working her business. We all see her getting DTs and LCs. And she's like, I'm not doing anything different than what I've told you guys 1,000 times. I do my steps to success, and I follow up with people. And I continue to do that over and over and over again. And she doesn't need, you know, like the few times that they do have their Zoom meetings or whatever, they're just telling us exactly what they're doing. Again, we're doing the steps to success. Joel's like, I can only tell you that I'm doing the steps to success, and to follow up with people so many times, when it's like, that's it. That's all we do. We just do it more than you. So, you know, we need to stop getting distracted by what other people are doing and what's happening around us, and just really focusing on the best way to lead our team is going to be by leading by the example. And that's really the big, huge thing I got out of it, was just doing more, exactly what Debbie said. You got it, Debbie. I could go on and on, so you might as well just cut me.
Tracy, you had said that I'm looking at our notes here that we passed around. The consistency, having faith, and being 100%. That part.
Oh,
that's the end.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the other things, consistency. You know, if your business is not growing, it's one of the other things that they talked about is consistency. You know, it may take a little bit longer for some people to get to wherever they're trying to get to, but you need to be consistent, because people are watching. And I mean, Steph has said, and I can attest for this, and I'm sure everybody else can. I know. Can you hear my son? I'm like ready to lose it. What, baby?
Mom, mommy.
No, I cannot have anything else to eat. Go, please. Then go get some more. Go ahead.
This is so real.
Veggie sauce, please. So, being consistent, you know, I mean, all of us, we can all attest to, I have people that are now messaging me that I've been that I haven't had one like or anything on my posts, but have been watching me for the last 2 years. And now all of a sudden they're like, hey, So I've been watching all your videos. I've been watching all this. So consistency is important. And one of the biggest things I got out of this was when we talked about, Stephanie asked us, she said, are you really, really all in? And the thing is if you're not in 100% or you don't know that you're in 100%, not only can people see that, but you're not going to put 100% into this business if you're not all in. If you're still looking at this as like, oh, well, you know, I can do it sometimes. People are seeing their business flourish when they are like, you know what, I'm all in, and you know, I don't have one foot out the door waiting for, you know, like waiting for the relationship to crumble. So it's really important to make sure that you ask yourself, you know, am I all in? Because you have to be if you're going to be successful in this business.
Awesome. Okay, I'll go from there. So for me, like they kept talking about the steps to success, and Joel's like, I know everybody, when they hear us say steps to success, it's the way to build your business, they get irritated because it's like there has to be something more. And it's really not. And he's like, we will continue to talk about the steps to success all the time. And you see people that are doing so well with this business, they're still excited, even though there's a steps to success. Melody McFarland, they talked about her. She's famous for saying, like, I'm so excited. Like, every time she's on stage, she's just, like, so excited. And they're like, she's been excited like that for 15 years. Like, how could you say excited about the steps to success? But it's like, she sees what happens with it. And you guys, step number 1 is run your auto ship. Every single one of you should have an auto ship running every month. That should not be touched, no matter what. That is part of running your own business. We are business owners. I understand, like, sometimes you get some customers underneath you, like for Christmas cash or whatever. Still run your auto ship. It doesn't matter. Like, you guys should be using the products. You should be, you know, like, something we're going to learn tomorrow is you should be handing out samples of the products to people. That's going to grow your business. Wrapping people is going to grow your business. Giving out green samples is going to grow your business. So number 1 is run your auto ship every single month. Like, I have 2 auto ships running every month. I've never touched them, ever. So that's not an excuse to not run it. So that's step number 1, and that's something that most people forget about. They don't think it, like, they just think, oh, step number 1, don't join the party. No, every month. Step number 1 is run your auto ship, ADBV, every month. Step number 2, get 4 customers. Step number 3, get 3 distributors. That's simple. You know, it's as simple as it gets. And people try to reinvent the wheel, and they try to think that this business is something more than that, and it's not. Like, that's all we have to focus us on, is getting customers and getting distributors and running an auto shipment. So that was a big thing for me, just to be reminded of that. And Joel had said, you know, to be successful, you need the 3 E's. And I never, like, had heard of this before. I guess it's like something from a leadership book that he read. But it's energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. So that's so true, because when we're excited about something, we draw people in with us. When we have energy about it, it's going to draw attention. So you think about it, and he said, you know, so many people are getting to the point where they're just posting on social media, they're copying and pasting what other people are posting. That's not showing excitement or energy or enthusiasm. People can tell that it's not you talking. So you have to be real. You have to show your own life on Facebook. People want to follow you as a person. They don't want to follow someone else. So be yourself, share your life with people. If you go on a date with your husband, show that you're going on a date with your husband. If you're, you know, doing something with your kids, if you're having a bad day, show yourself having, like, you know, a stressful day and talk about a product or something. But just show your own life, and don't just copy and paste other people's posts thinking that that's what you need to do. You need to be yourself, because that's what people want to see. So I loved that, because I look back and I'm thinking, oh, the last few months I've had no energy, and it kind of shows on Facebook. So I'm like, I got to get back to doing my own, like, excitable posts, and I'm doing my videos, because I just was so tired and wasn't doing videos anymore. So now I had to get back to doing that, and I know that that's what I need. And so when you look at your business and you see, when was I growing really strongly? And when I was growing, I was just back from conference. I was so excited. And I had so much energy about our business and so much enthusiasm. And it's like, yeah, it really did grow my business. I had people messaging me left and right. And, you know, somehow through day-to-day things, we get distracted, or we just do the like basic steps that we need to do, kind of like punching in the time clock. You know, it's like we're not putting as much thought into things, and you have to keep doing those thoughts into things, and actually doing not just posting from like a Pinterest, or, you know, posting real life pictures about your life and yourself, and showing your family and showing your, you know, how busy you are. It's okay to show that you're busy in this business, and because this is a business that you can fit into your life, you know. Also, being excited, it means wearing your gear. Like, we have to wear our gear. If I'm on a date with my husband, you bet me and my husband are both wearing our gear. That's excitable. Like, that's exciting. When I'm on a Zoom, I'm wearing my gear, because I guess what? I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to show people, and here we all are in our gear. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's our uniform. That's what we wear to work. Yeah, see, look at, we're all in our at work stuff. So it's like, that's the first thing I do in the morning is I go to my closet, and that's all I have is at work stuff. Like, grab a shirt, put it on, start my day. You know, I'm out and about talking to people. I have my Blitz cards on hand. I'm building my business every single day, and it doesn't take extra work to do that. You're putting on a shirt anyways, right? Hopefully. You're not going to go out of the house naked. So put your clothes on and bring Blitz cards and share your business with people. So it was a lot of, it was just basic stuff. This is back to basics. And I love that. But so what tip I wanted to share with you guys, let me read it from what I wrote here. This is something that a lot of the leaders are talking about. And because we've seen people quit in our business, everybody will see people quit in their business. If you think that people are just going to join you and be lifers, they're not going to be. You're going to be up for a lot of disappointments. This is a business that people can join if they want product. They can join it if they want a hobby. They can join it if they just are looking for a social outlet. They don't have to join us to be go-getters and black diamonds. So we have to understand that people are going to join this business for different reasons, and that's okay. And some people are going to join just to get a buy one get one free box of wraps, and then they're going to quit. And to expect it is so much better than thinking that it's not going to ever happen to you. So one of the things that a lot of them talk about is this, you know, for the leaders, the people that want more out of this business, like we do, don't quit. Don't ever quit. Don't falter because half your team quits. Don't stop working because you have some people say, you know what, I'm going to go with you all the way, and then all of a sudden the next month or not. It's going to happen, and you have to look at it, and you have to say, you know what, this is my business. See my presidential chart? I have to fill all those boxes. I'm not going to sign somebody and expect them to go diamond and do it all on their own. Like, you can't expect that. You can't expect people to build your business for you. You have to do it yourself. And I think it was Erica got onto this. She's like, you see that every single of those boxes, I'm taking control, and I'm going to fill those boxes because I'm not going to give somebody that much power over me. If I want presidential, I'm going to do it myself. So we all have to think that way. If you want Ruby, you have to get those 5 distributors yourself and fill those boxes. If you want Diamond, you have to get those people and fill them. And if you know what, if someone signs on your team and takes off and does wonderful, great. That's perfect. That's less work for you. But you have to go into it thinking, you know what, I'm the one that wants the $2,000 a month. And I need to do it for myself. When we sit back and we wait for our team to build themselves, you're going to be highly disappointed. You know, 90% of your team will not be motivated to build. You know, so you have to do it. If you're at 1% or 10%, you have to do that. And then another one was, let's see.
Debbie, how this is a business and people don't have a boss.
Oh, yeah.
The part you didn't go.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say that. So what Joel said, he's like, you know, most people in this world expect to punch a time clock. They expect to go into work. They expect to be told what to do every single day. They do that, and then they leave. So that's how we're all geared. That's how most people are geared. there's a small percentage of people that have the mindset of an entrepreneur, that know that they need to do it themselves and they're self-motivated and they don't need to be told what to do. And that's who we're looking for in this business. So most people on your team are going to be the people that are wired to be told what to do, and they're just going to sit there and wait for you to tell them what to do. And you know what? That's fine, but they need to be shown that this is a business. You're your own boss. We're not bosses. We're coaches. Like when you get in a leadership position, you're a coach. Anybody that has one distributor underneath you is a leader. So I hope you guys understand that. Like, you are a leader. It doesn't matter if you're diamond or not. If you have people underneath you, you're a leader. And so to lead somebody just means to show them what to do through your own actions. It doesn't mean to hound them. It doesn't mean to tell them what to post. It doesn't mean to remind them to post every day. Like, they honestly, they need to be doing that themselves, and they need to have their own motivation within them. So just explaining that this is an entrepreneurial business, this is your own business, you're your own boss, sometimes can be a little bit more of a clarity to your new person if you feel like they're just sitting back waiting for you to tell them what to do. Like, you are your own boss. You don't have to do this. You know, and I can't make you do it, but this is what we do, and this is how we succeed, and this is how we get to our goals. So that was a good point. Okay, Suzanne, your turn.
Did you do your tip?
Yeah, I did get my tip.
She did backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like, wait.
I mixed it up a little bit.
Okay. I feel like I can just say so much, but I'll limit it. So the one thing that really touched home for me is when we were listening to Pastor Stephen Furtick. It was really inspirational, and he had talked about coming full circle. Like, for me, last year, I promoted to Diamond after conference, and, came back from conference. I was completely on fire, and I wasn't going to basically sleep until I promoted to Diamond, which pretty much happened. I really didn't sleep. But then guess what happened? People quit. People left, and I lost rank. And I still did my business every single day. I was still consistent with it. But the one thing that I realized over this weekend is that I started to believe less in myself. And I know and understand that people come and go in this business, and, not everyone's a lifer, and I don't expect everyone that I sign to be a lifer or to do anything. But I kept coming back to, well, is it me? Like, is it something that I'm not doing? Am I not training them right? So that kind of got the best of me. So I didn't believe that I can get past Diamond. And I want double Diamond. I want triple. I want all that. But I couldn't believe I could get past it because of what, that happened. But listening to Pastor, if you guys, Debbie, I'll post it to your team page or something, because I think everyone should listen to that. But, you have to come full circle. So this whole experience this past year of going through that, it's just like I needed to see how far I've come. I needed to go back and see how far I've actually come, if that all makes sense. So that was what? Oh, I thought someone said something. So that was really a big thing that I learned, is that I believe that I can do it. And I left that weekend like completely on fire. I'm so excited. And I've always been excited, but there's something missing. And this whole weekend, I got everything I needed. I got the belief, I got my excitement. Because really it just came down to is you just got to do it. And that's all. Like, who said it? I think it was Stephanie, is you just got to do it. Don't worry about what your team's doing. Don't worry about what people are thinking about you. Just do it, because you joined this business for a reason. You joined it, either for your family, more finance, whatever the reason was. There was a reason why you joined. And you need to stop thinking about what everyone else is thinking and just do what you need to do for you and your family and whatever. What was the other thing I was going to talk about? My tip, there was something else I was going to talk about. I'm going to go back, but my tip was from, can I talk to them? Can I say, did someone say about the groups, Tammy? Because I missed what you said in the beginning.
No, it's anything.
Okay. One of them is what Bobby Joe had said about, if you guys work Instagram, I love this, is what she does is for Instagram building to get really, because it really comes down to, you want to build relationships with people. You don't want to just tell any random person, hey, you'd be great at this, and know nothing about them. So really actually working the business is what she does is she gets a calendar out, and on Sunday she follows 5 people, or she gets 5 people, and then the next day she writes down those on Monday she writes down the names of those 5 people, and she'll take that entire day and she'll interact with them, start building a relationship, commenting on their stuff. And then she'll follow more people on Monday, and on Tuesday she writes down those new 5 names, and she just does that throughout the entire month. So by the end of the month, she would have had, 300 new people that she's been building a relationship with. And that's where she would start and ask, like, hey, you've been watching what I do, like, would you want to join? Or, however she would say it, or however you would want to word it. And I thought that was like a really great idea. And it really doesn't take that much time to do. I started doing that yesterday. And then the other thing I liked was what Brandy said about the groups. I'm not really good with groups, but now I'm starting to, and I'm really interacting with groups that it fits me. I'm into fitness, so like Brandy doesn't message anybody. She's not she doesn't message people like, hey, you want to join my team or whatever. But she's really great with groups, group pages, and she interacts with people. That's how she gets people on her Facebook, is that she builds relationships through groups and becomes friends, and they see what she does. So I thought that was a really great tip, because I'm kind of like a scatterbrain. I just kind of do anything and everything to build my business. So I need more things like that, just so, because I'm not organized. I mean, who really is organized in this business? So I thought those 2 were really, really cool tips for business building.
And one thing on that is that when you just take a half hour every single day and just stay focused on your activity or whatever. So what Joel says is, he's like, when you look at the sun, there's energy, and you feel the warmth and all that stuff, and you can see the energy. But when you take a magnifying glass and just focus it in, and you can start a fire. So basically, it's take a half hour every single day and focus on your business, and just focus on doing business building activities, messaging people, or calling people, or working your Instagram or whatever, just for a half hour at a time, and just stay focused during a half hour. Because I think, as a lot of us are parents, or we have a job on top of this, and it's like you get so scatterbrained sometimes that you feel like you're working your business all day long, but you're really not. So just taking that half hour to focus, everybody can just focus for a half hour, whether you have to get up early, stay up later, or just take a half hour, lock yourself into your room, and just really, really spend that time every single day. And they talked about that a lot too. They actually gave us a book on it. So
I have some tips that I wrote down. I have some things that I wrote down from that if you guys are interested, but just a few things. It's called The Power of a Half Hour, and that's the name of the book. And Steph and I were actually heading home from the women's conference, and we had like a 3-hour layover, and so we were just shopping in one of the stores and looking at books, and that book like popped out to her, and she's just like, oh, I think I'm going to get this book. And I was like, okay, whatever, And so she brought it home, and she's like, oh my gosh, she could not put the book down, and she said it was amazing. And it really is about, you know, you hear about a lot of people doing power hours and sitting down and doing like dedicated 1 hour time frame of like just solid work, uninterrupted, where you have just this time to work your business, to message people, to follow up with people, whatever you need to do. Now this is breaking it down even more just to a half hour. And so like these are the key points that I took from what she was telling us about it. We all have 30 minutes that we can carve into our day. No matter how busy we are, we all have 30 minutes where you're either sitting on the toilet or you're getting up a little bit early, like Debbie said, or you're going to bed a little bit late, or your kids are in school and you have all day long. You have a half hour out of that time where you can work your business or you can focus and do something. And she said, what you really have to do is you have to accept the idea. You have to just sit down and say, I am going to spend this time on my business every day. And if you can't handle doing it every single day to begin with, do it once a week or do it twice a week or 3 times a week or whatever you can handle. But you need to accept the idea that you can take this time out of your day to focus on your future. You have to have a clear sense of your God-given purpose. So some of us might not know that right now. You might say, what am I really here for? Or what am I really wanting out of this business? So that's for us when we say, let's take a step back and figure out our why. Why are we here? What do we want to do? What do we want to accomplish? If we've accomplished what we felt we wanted to accomplish, what more can we do? So really sit back and make sure you have a clear sense of your God-given purpose. Examine your activity patterns. So that was probably where I pulled my aha moment out of, where it's like, are you spending your day, like if you sit here and say, let's break down my entire day, what do I do on average in a given day? And if it's all like here and there and this and that and a little bit and this and this and this and this, but you really, when you look back, you don't really accomplish anything. Like you want to figure out, where can I focus? Like where can I start working on my time management and where can I be more productive? Sensitize yourself to your time choices. So for me, that needs to be on my Facebook. I need to not be scrolling through my Facebook and worrying about making sure I'm, focusing on everybody and caring about what everybody's doing by liking and commenting on everybody's posts. I can't do that. I have to work my business. So I have to like and comment on non-networks people's posts. I have to go into groups and I have to work with groups and create relationships with people that I want in my business, So that's where I'm coming across and saying, I need to really realize what I'm doing with my time choices. I'm spending a lot of time with non-income producing activities for my business right now. And I need to step back and refocus. Start taking advantage of the power of a half hour. So obviously just start doing it. Start carving out a half hour of your day and setting that aside to work on your business. Plan your day. Don't just react to outside circumstances. This is huge. I am a huge reactor. And it's been worse since I quit my full-time job. I honestly feel like I was more productive when I was working full-time and doing this business full-time. I got to double diamond doing that. And I honestly feel in the past 2 years, I have been less productive with my business because I react. I wake up in the morning and I have a bunch of messages from my team, or I have a bunch of things that, comments and likes and notifications on Facebook, and then you go through your email, and then you do this, and then your kid poops, and you got to clean up a poopy diaper, and then this and that and this and that. And it's like I am constantly reacting all day long to outside circumstances. And I see a lot of you nodding your heads. That is a lot of what we do as women too, not just, men too, but I feel like this is, and it says you have to continue to work on this. This is something you have to work on a daily basis. Maybe you have to sit down and write your schedule for the day. Write your 6 list, the top 6 things that you need to accomplish in your day, and go from there. and make sure you're at least checking those things off of your list so you're somewhat productive throughout your day. I have days all the time where I look back and say, what the hell did I just do? I have no idea what I just did today. And I mean, that happens for all of us where you're like, I feel like I had such a crazy busy day, but what did I really accomplish? You know? So that is something that it just requires discipline. You have to be disciplined. If you want this business to grow to the point where you're making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month, we talked about that. You know, that's my plan. I will be making $100,000 a month with this company. I don't know about you guys, but that is my plan. I will be. I know I will be. But my thing is I have to be disciplined in order to have that happen. Even if you want to make $1,000 a month, you have to be disciplined. Like, think of it as that's where I kind of got that comment about the full-time job. You know, treat this, if you want to be making that kind of money, that's full-time job kind of money. You know, $2,000 a month is full-time job kind of money. So do you go into work every day and punch a clock and work 40 hours a week at your job? What if you showed up late one day? What if you showed up late 3 days in a row? What if you showed up late for a week in a row? What if you just didn't show up one day? Would you have a job still? No. I mean, why do we treat our business differently? It's harder to be an independent business owner because you have to be disciplined. You have to be that person. You are your own boss. So you have to, no one else can tell you, sit down and work your business right now. Like, that's not my job. You know, that's not anybody's job but your own. So start with okay. So yeah, make it manageable. And if it's too much for you to even worry about doing a half hour every day right now, which for most of us, that shouldn't be. Just don't worry about watching your favorite show at night. I don't watch TV. Like, that's just not my thing. I just don't, because I have other things to do with my time. But like, you know, there's people that will not miss their show. They will not miss their show. And it's like, okay, but you carve that time out of your day, but you can't carve a half hour a day out of your day to work your business. You know, think about your priorities. So for me, those notes that I took, that hit home to me. So I wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah. I mean, 30 minutes is so easy. Like, I set my alarm on my phone earlier today when Jameson, because I get easily distracted. And I set my alarm on my phone and I was just like, okay, I am not leaving this phone. I'm going to literally message until my timer goes off, or whatever the task that I said I was going to do. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to scroll. I'm not going to go, oh, check my email, you know, do the whole squirrel thing. Like, I don't do anything but what I'm going to do for 30 minutes. And the 30 minutes was done and over. Like, I felt like it was only like 10 minutes. It's not hard, but I know it's a habit that you need to build.
Yes.
Just wanted to say that. That's what I was going to talk about, but.
Oh, was it?
No, it's fine. That's fine. Less talking that I have to do.
Oh gosh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
All right. It's an hour. It's an hour.
All right. So does anybody have anything like pressing that they want to talk about or say or anything? We didn't want to push this too long, but any questions that you guys have off of what we talked about?
Because, you know, I just like to talk. Just that, you know, this was part of what Suzanne was talking about with the sermon that we saw was, you know, they talked about it's hard to appreciate what you don't see. But if we're working our business and we're having faith that we're doing everything we can to be successful, then we will reap the benefits of it. And a lot of this business, what I've learned and I've found out a lot of this past weekend was that a lot of this business is running on faith. Like, you put the work in, you may not see everything that you're wanting to see, but that black diamond is there. That ambassador is there. You just have to have faith that that's what it's going to be and do everything that all of our leaders are giving us and having the tools to do it, to just do it consistently every single day and just have faith in that. That's it.
Yes. Amen.
So, real quick, tomorrow Stephanie is going to be going live on her Facebook, and I think you guys probably saw a live party that Denise Walsh did not too long ago. And Stephanie is actually going to go live tomorrow and do her own live party. So a few of us are going to be at her house, and we're going to be guests. So we're not going to be dressed in It Works gear or anything like that. And she's basically going to model for you what her normal It Works wrap party looks like. And so if you guys, we'll probably try to share it. Who's going to be there? Debbie and Suzanne and I, and who else?
Claudia
and a couple other girls. So we'll try to share it on the team page before she goes live, but just keep a lookout for Stephanie to go live, and then you can get an idea of how she runs parties. She's just basically going to try to show you how simple she's keeping it now. She's not even wrapping people at the parties anymore. She's talking about it, and she's not even wrapping them. Just trying to really keep it super simple so anybody could do it. So just keep an eye out for that, and hopefully we'll be able to all see that and get some ideas too. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope, you kind of got a little bit. I think we're all still a little tired from this weekend, believe it or not. But I hope you saw our excitement and our passion and our fire about this business. We're not going anywhere. We're ready to rise to the top of this company with you guys, and we're ready to bring all of you with us if you want to. Just, keep reaching out, keep messaging, message us if you need anything at all, but just know we're super excited for what's to come. Conference is going to be amazing. If you have not gotten your tickets and you're still interested in going, you need to get them. They are still the same price that they were when they first went up for sale. So that might be God telling you that you need to be there if you have not bought your conference tickets yet. And, I think, what is it, $225 or two? Mm-hmm. And I think it's still 3 wrap rewards. What? 300?
300 now?
325 it is now. Okay, it's 325 now. Okay, but but there are still conference tickets available. So it's just we're in a much bigger venue this year. So
get there.
Look into it. Get there. Yes, we talked about that a lot this weekend too. So, and if you have newbies that you've signed up, get them to conference too, because your business will explode when you do that. All right, guys, I'm going to end it now unless anyone shouts out anything, but have a good night, and I will post the recording here when I get it, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.